la conversación o la intelectualidad a veces se puede convertir en una estrategia de evitación. Y quería hablar sobre esto, ¿no? Sobre cómo los terapeutas a veces podemos evitar exponernos a conversaciones incómodas, a situaciones incómodas. Y si te ha pasado alguna vez en tus inicios, cómo lo has tenido en cuenta y cómo lo tienes en cuenta dentro de tus supervisiones.
Yes, and a conversation and intellectualization can also become a strategy for avoidance. Sometimes therapists want to try to avoid difficult situations and conversations. And I wanted to ask you whether it happened to you and how do you deal with it in supervision?
It certainly happened to me when I was new to ACT. There's good research that shows that ACT raises anxiety levels in new ACT therapists. And that's not surprising because, it's a countercultural approach. It goes against a lot of pop psychology and popular ideas, and it's a new skill set for most therapists. I certainly noticed that when I was new to ACT, my anxiety levels went very high very quickly. And so, like all human beings, I am experientially avoidant. And so to avoid my own anxiety, I would do all of those things that show up commonly in supervision: too much talking, too much metaphor, and what's often called canned ACT. It's like you open a can of ACT and you just tip out the contents. It's like you follow a protocol, you use the same stock standard metaphors, the same scripts, and that gives a sense of safety and a sense of security, but it also keeps you really quite rigid and inflexible as a therapist. So yes, I did all of those things when I was new to ACT. So, most of us, when we learn ACT, it's a sort of graded exposure. we gradually kind of face up to our fears. We try out new things. We experiment. We take risks. And hopefully that goes well. And so next time we're willing to do a bit more, and we're willing to do a bit more. That's how it is for most people. It's very rare that a therapist just comes in and just dives into the deep end with no fear, But the good thing about that research is, although it shows that ACT raises therapist anxieties in the short term, it also shows it reduces therapist burnout and increases therapist effectiveness in the long term. So that's a pretty cool trade-off.